Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and today I'll be doing your money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of April 2025. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome. And I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I'm using my Morgan Greer Tarot deck. I'll clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and then we will close out your reading, Gemini, with a Threads of Fate Oracle card. All right, Gemini, let's get right into it. Because here's the thing. You've got some cash coming. All right. This is going to be cash that for some of you, you've been waiting for, and some of you, it's going to be a surprise. And the reason why I say that is we've got this King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles is a very powerful money energy card. And I do believe not only does he represent financial literacy and education, but he also represents sometimes huge influxes of cash. All right. And I do believe this is something, like I said, a lot of you have been waiting for. I say that because we got that Ace of Swords, which means a breakthrough is happening or something finally is unlocked and allowed to flow freely. And in this case, it's definitely money. Then we've got some good news here as it relates to work and career. So for some of you, this might be some extra money coming in through the job. Maybe you get a bonus, a raise. Maybe you close a big sale. It could be anything. Communication is on point. That's awesome. We do have this Temperance card in the reverse, which means that things could feel a little out of balance temporarily, but don't worry. That doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong or that something is off track, so to speak. All right. So, and then we've got the King of Rods, King of Wands. Like I said, this is something where I believe that money is coming in, and this is something that is due you. All right, Gemini, this is something that is owed to you in some way, shape, or form. So that's a great way to start off. That's a great way to start off April, Gemini, because like I said, this just means that you do have some money coming in. Now, the other thing too is I do believe that some of you are expecting this money and that you already have a plan in place for this money, which is great. All right, so it's like making an educated plan. It's like making an educated, like taking action that has been thought out, right? Methodical, strategic. It's not random, all right? Which is really, really good. All right, Gemini, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2025. What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? All right, Gemini. Okay, so as we move into the second week of April, you're in a position to be very generous because we got this Six of Pentacles, which means you are going to be giving in some way. Now, this could be money, but it could also be your time, your information, your energy. We also have the Emperor card. Now, the Emperor card is a card that talks about structure and control. I do believe that this is something where you are going to really be controlled as it relates to your spending. Some of you are going to be very, very meticulous about every penny, where it's going, what's coming in, which is really, really good. I always think that that creates more structure as it relates to your money, and it also creates a little bit more security as it relates to you feeling in control of your finances. Now, we also got the Page of Pentacles. That's some unexpected news as it relates to money. I feel like this is, again, this is what we talked about earlier, Gemini. The quick cash coming in, right? Sometimes the cash comes in and then it goes right back out, but it's okay because at least the money came in and then we had the money to do whatever needed to be done, you know, whatever bill or whatever we had to pay. Now, we also got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is looking at the past to make decisions today. In other words, you use your past experience to figure out what you're going to do moving forward. And that's great. We also have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a card that talks about removing what is unnecessary and not making any excuses or apologies for that. All right, so you're doing the right thing, Gemini. Removing what doesn't serve you, removing what you don't want to deal with. You know, and sometimes that's hard. But it could be costing you money that you just don't want to be spending anymore. All right, Gemini, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2025. What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? All right, so you've got a lot of information coming in. Look at all these pages. All right, we got a page here, page there, page. All right, so this tells me a lot of information is coming through, especially in the second half of April. Information, announcements, news, whatever about money and work. Now, because these are in the reverse, that's telling me it's going to be unexpected. Doesn't necessarily mean it's negative, but it's going to be something like, oh, wow, I didn't see that coming. But it's going to work out to your advantage because that is the way, that's the way things roll. All right, we also got this Lover's card in the reverse. That's a big decision. I feel like this is a big decision that you have to make, Gemini, as it relates to your money. And the thing is the decision, like both decisions, or it could be multiple options, they're all going to be good, but you can only choose one. All right, so maybe this is something as it relates to how you invest. Maybe it could be a job. Maybe some of you get multiple job offers and you like them all. But that's really, really good. All right, we also have this Nine of Cups. Remember, that is the wish card. That's a positive card. Doesn't matter how it shows up in my readings. So that's why I'm saying I think that the information that shows up in the second half of April is going to be something positive, and it's going to allow you to have flexibility and have options as it relates to your choices. All right, we also have that Hermit card, which means you're going to do your best work working independently or working solo. So don't feel obligated to have to connect with someone or meet with someone. No, Gemini, you're going to do your best work by yourself. And sometimes we have to do that, right? Sometimes we have to just kind of be alone for a little while, because that's what we need to do in order to think clearly, in order to make the best decisions and not be distracted in any way. Finally, we do have the Two of Cups, which is a divine union. I feel like some of you are going to be walking away from something that does not serve you. All right, it could be a job, it could be an agreement you made earlier, and now you're realizing, I just don't want to do this. You know, and walking away from something is going to have a positive impact on your finances. All right, so don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to let go of something, especially something that's going to improve. You know, by walking away, it improves your financial situation. All right. Interesting, because a lot of the signs have been getting that Three of Swords card at the end of the month. And this is telling me that a lot of us are going to be feeling emotional, and those emotions have the potential to distract us from what we need to do financially. All right, but Gemini, you're actually in a really good position, because I see the Star, the High Priestess, the Justice card. All right, so you're going to be feeling emotional towards the end of the month. Like I said, a lot of the signs have been getting that. But here's the thing. It doesn't throw you off track. As a matter of fact, it just makes things clearer for you as it relates to what you're saying no to, because you know intuitively what you need and what you don't. That's what we're getting with the High Priestess. Your budget is on point with that Two of Pentacles. The Star card is another positive card. Talks about you attracting a lot of attention, or you attracting the right attention in order for you to maybe profit from that in some way. We've got this Justice card in the reverse, and the Justice card in the reverse is a card that talks about a decision isn't made in your favor, but don't worry. It actually works out to your advantage, okay? Because we've got the Star card right next to it. So don't be disappointed if a decision is made and you're like, oh, wow, you know, that totally sucks. Because as things unfold, as time goes on, you will see that it works out to your advantage in some way. Like I said, the High Priestess means we trust our own intuition. We trust our own abilities, our own capabilities as it relates to creating exactly what we want. And in this case, financial benefit, financial growth, more money, whatever. All right, Gemini, so here's the thing. You've got quick cash coming in for April, and all you got to do is really, really make some decisions about how you're going to allocate that cash. What are you going to do with it? All right, so you've got a good April ahead. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Threads of Fate Oracle card. Ooh, we got soul work, and I love the bee. Okay, soul work. This means inner work. This means sometimes doing some spiritual cleansing for some of you. All right, so think about that as we move through the month of April.